It's easy to get caught up in the idea that in order to make a good photograph, you have to travel. I'm definitely guilty of this. I often feel like there's nothing to photograph around me, nothing interesting, and I have to travel somewhere far away to get an interesting picture. Even now, I'm planning a few trips to Minnesota, North Dakota, Colorado, and a few other places. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I've also found that a lot of my best photographs tend to happen closer to home. And as a photographer, I want to be better at telling local stories, things that matter to me more and that also matter more to my community. And a lot of my photography projects tend to gravitate towards things that happen in the winter, which leaves a lot of the year empty for me. And I tend to feel a bit lost in the summer, like I don't know what to do or don't know what to photograph. So to get out of this rut this summer, I really forced myself to try to explore a few new locations and events. And I feel like it helped me come up with a few potential project ideas that I'd like to explore going forward. And I feel like this gives me more opportunities to do some things in the summer and not just photograph things in the winter only. And the first thing that I did that I would encourage anyone to do is to go to your local county fair. These are often really safe places to photograph. There's often interesting people, interesting things happening. And I find that at a lot of these types of events like county fairs, people are really open to having their photograph made. So I went to my local county fair and I had a great time photographing the different animal shows and their dedicated owners. And these 4-H kids really put a lot of time into caring for their animals, training them, building their knowledge of animal behavior and breeding standards. And I feel like I got some great photographs of the animal barns and the exhibit areas as they were showing their animals. So one of the projects that came to my mind as I was photographing the county fair is looking at the relationship of youth and technology. And even though you're at an agricultural event, if you look around, you'll see a lot of kids and people on their devices, whether that's a phone or an iPad. And this is a theme that I've kind of paid attention to as I photographed different events like rodeos, youth rodeos, the county fair. This is something that I would like to continue to explore going forward. Also, being at a county fair, there were a lot of rides and games. I didn't spend a whole lot of time in this area, but I did have a conversation with one of the game operators, really nice guy. And after talking for a few minutes, he allowed me to make his portrait. And it got me thinking about another project I could work on, focusing on game operators and other operators at some of these county fairs, maybe even state fairs. The other great thing about county fairs is that they often have other events scheduled alongside them, so concerts and rodeos. This particular fair that I went to had a rodeo along with the county fair, and so I spent one of the evenings photographing this event. And I'm not sure how to get more access, so I've a lot of my photographs are kind of from behind the fence. I would like to explore going forward how I could get maybe more access to an event like this and get a little bit more in on the action, be able to face towards people and see their faces as opposed to just photographing their backs. But the rodeo riders and the animals truly are amazing athletes, and it was a really great way to start immersing myself in rodeo culture and notice some of the little details that were going on. One of those is like the rodeo athletes putting chalk on the croup of the horses or the back part of the horses so they could put their hands in them, just like a rock climber or baseball pitcher would do to improve their grip. And being that I work in agriculture for my full-time job, I think this is another area that I would like to continue pursuing. And it's a culture and an area that I'm involved in every day. For a lot of my photography, I enjoy photographing things and places that most people don't see or experience, and I think agriculture is one of those. And so I think it's key to find something that sets you apart. So as you're looking at local events, finding some of these underrepresented sports and places are maybe a good way to help you do that and set you apart. So if you haven't found something to photograph locally, here's your call out. Find some local events happening near you and get out there. County fairs are a great opportunity, but there are also other local events that you can look into as well, because almost every county or every area is going to have something, and there's guaranteed to be something interesting to photograph if you just look for it. I would love to hear what you come away with looking at some events that you can do locally. So please reach out to me in the comments of this YouTube video or on Instagram or Flickr. In the meantime, if you found this video interesting or helpful in any way, please like it and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep following along with my projects. I do plan to keep working on some additional projects here over the remainder of the summer and fall and then into winter, and so I look forward to seeing you on the next one.